Good morning and welcome back to Bailichita Farms Southern Homestead. Today is jam making day.
Living off the land, what God has provided. Oh, it's a beautiful thing on this ground we tread at the Bailichita Homestead. The Bailichita Homestead.
Today we're making double berry, and that typically consists of our blueberry and blackberry. Sometimes we have what we call a triple berry, and it's our blueberry, blackberry, along with huckleberry, all which are harvested from right here on the farm. But this year our huckleberry didn't do so great. Before I get started with the canning process, I forgot to feed my sourdough, so I have to do that. I almost forgot to put my apron on. Y'all check this out. I made this apron myself. I do sew and quilt. I actually follow Lisa over at Farmhouse on Boone, and she had the most simplest pattern for this apron, and so that's where I got it. Y'all want to check her site out. She's great. Normally Michael would be here with me for the canning process. Actually, he's been water bath canning for longer than I have. For whatever reason, I just never took on that project myself. Not long into our marriage, when we got the property here and the fruit trees, my husband decided to preserve some of the fruit that we were growing, and he actually learned how to water bath can all of the fruit. And then I learned by watching and helping. Of course, I was his gopher, so I would hand him all the tools, and that's how I learned. And then, of course, since I've progressed on to pressure canning and other forms of preservation. He's not here today. He and his business partner own several businesses, and one of their businesses is a roofing company in Louisiana, and they are the official roofer of the university down there in Hammond. And today is the first home game of the season, and they're out tailgating, and they're one of their big sponsors. So that's where he's going to be all day today, having fun at the football game while I sit here working.
Hey, it's Michael again at Bailichita Homestead. We're down here at Southeastern University in Hammond, Louisiana. My company sponsors this university, the sports side, and we're cooking jambalaya. It's their first home game today, small university, and everybody comes out and has fun. We cook jambalaya. Mr. Terry right here is cooking it. He's got that old cast iron pot that's been in his family over 100 years. So we're gonna have chicken, sausage, pork jambalaya. It's the best. It takes about 3.5 hours to cook it down. We just give it out. You know, they come up, we hand them business cards and network. It's just a fun time. So that's what we're doing. We just had Hurricane Francine the other day, so people are ready to unwind at the first home game. And we do this every year. So y'all enjoy your weekend. God bless you.
If you hear any noise in the background, I actually have my yard crew here. Yes, we mow our own yard, but with Michael being out of pocket and today's canning day, and it really needs cut since after the hurricane, we had Gabe come out with his helper, and they're gonna cut the property and weed eat and all of that. So anyway, on to canning. Typically what we do throughout the season for blueberries, blackberries, whatever berries we happen to be picking, we will gather them throughout the whole season, the growing season, and put them in Ziplocs and freeze them so that we can have one big canning day. Instead of doing small batches throughout the summer, we're going to collect all the berries, freeze them, and then at the end of the season, when things slow down in the rest of the garden area, then we'll start our canning process for all the berries. Okay, so for my 20 cups of blueberries, I'm gonna add about 3/4 to a cup of lemon juice. That's gonna give it a really nice bright springtime, summertime flavor. And then I'm gonna add honey instead of sugar. Yes, I do use sugar. I use raw cane sugar, but in this instance, we don't like overly sweetened jam, and I'm just not a fan of sugar in the jelly. So we're gonna use our honey that we harvested here on the property. Probably 2 full cups of raw honey that I'm gonna put in there. And I know as it goes through the water bath process, a lot of you will say that it's gonna take out all the medicinal benefits of the honey, and that's okay. That's not exactly why I'm using it. I still think the benefit of having the raw honey versus sugar is gonna outweigh any negatives from it going through the water bath canning process. All right, so I'm gonna add my lemon juice. Also, it's just worth mentioning that all our fruit here grown on the farm is organic. We don't spray anything on our fruit. Blueberries, we don't really have a whole lot of pests invading. We do have the leaf-footed bugs, but believe it or not, they really don't affect the production at all on the fruit. We get tons of blueberries every year. Okay, next is my raw honey, and this is a quart-sized jar, so this is gonna be about 2 cups that's left in the jar here. Basically, for the recipe that I have here, I have the 20 cups of blueberries. I'm gonna need about 8 teaspoons of the pectin, and actually, I use Pomona's pectin because I can get away with using honey instead of sugar and not as much. I loved it. No, I'm not sponsored by Pomona's pectin. I don't have enough subscribers for that, but I love their product. So I'm gonna do 8, which it's basically the whole packet is 8 teaspoons. So I've got the 8 teaspoons here I'm gonna add to my blueberry and honey mixture. And then with Pomona's pectin, the way it works is you will have a solution of calcium water that you mix up, and that's included in the packet. So you have everything you need when you buy the box of pectin, and you add the calcium water mixture to your berries. Okay, so I'm just mixing up my calcium water solution, and it's gonna be the packet of calcium that they provide, that Pomona's provides in the box, which is the equivalent of about 1/2 teaspoon, and you're gonna mix it in 1/2 cup of water. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is what it looks like. For my recipe, which again is the 20 cups of berries, I'm gonna need about 8 teaspoons of the calcium water. So that's what I'm gonna do, is add that in now. The berries are ready. My jars are clean. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling my jars and debubble them and get them ready for the water bath canner. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm actually gonna be using my pressure canner. It's an All-American, I love it, it's big, but I'm only gonna use it to water bath the berries. So I'm not gonna lock the lid on, use the jiggler or anything like that, like you normally would for pressure canning. It's just very large and I can fit a lot of jars in there. So I'm gonna use it as my water bath canner, and I do that quite frequently. Okay, I'm gonna be filling my jars to about a 1/2 inch head space at the top. I think I forgot to mention that a while ago, so. Okay, so while that first batch is in the water bath canner, I have gone ahead and loaded up my second batch of berries to start cooking down. And this batch has the blackberries and the blueberries. I don't know if you can see, it's gonna be, you won't be able to see the blackberries, but they're under there. Go ahead and cook those down. And then when the other first batch comes out of the canner, this batch will be ready to go in. Okay, I'm gonna step outside. Our yard man is finished cutting, and then he also delivers our firewood for us every year. When my husband needs extra, we actually harvest a lot of firewood on our own property, but my husband wanted to get extra this year, so, and Mr. Gabe is delivering that now. So let's walk out and see what's going on. Mr. Sweet, what you gonna do with those fresh eggs I'm letting you have today? What you doing with those eggs I'm giving you today? You making a cake?
Yeah.
What kind of cake?
7-nut cake.
Oh man.
Oh, make me a 7-nut cake.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom taught me how to do that.
Wow.
Make me a 7-nut cake with the eggs.
Nice. In case you were wondering about my sourdough starter that I fed before I started canning, she's pretty happy. We call her Bela, after Bela Chittle Farms. I used to think it was so funny when people would name their sourdough starter, but here we are. Here we are with Bela. Anyway, ooh, she's gonna make a good homemade pizza tonight. Okay, all of the jam has come out of the water bath canner. I ended up doing 3-quart size for us to have on hand for our homemade cobblers and homemade cheesecakes and even our homemade ice cream. We like to pop the top on this and just ladle it over the top of that homemade ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and it is delicious. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, if you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget the little bell so you'll get notifications of all future videos. Thanks again for watching.